Hello guys, I'm Abhinav. This is my friend Prashant. He right now is on my XPulse 230. It's a 227cc big bore XPulse with a lot of modifications on it. I've got aluminium rims, XL Takasago. I've got a big bore, race camshaft, full system exhaust. The bike is lightened by 10 kilos and a whole host of other modifications on the bike. It's running a rally suspension. It's running a race knobby at the front. It has a knobby at the rear as well. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about my motorcycle is because I just happened to come across the Kawasaki KLX150. Now, Kawasaki is contemplating launching this motorcycle in India, but a lot of people have apprehensions. They think that's a small bike, it's a 150. You know, it makes only about, let's say, 12 horsepower. However, I'm going to talk about some things which will end up making a lot more sense for this motorcycle for a particular use, which is trail riding and track riding. Now, this motorcycle over here, I think the curb weight is about 158 kilos. The bike is still, it's been lightened. So let's say it's 10 kilos lighter. Let's say it's still 148 kilos. But that bike over there is only 112, 113 kilos curb weight. So Prashant, why don't you ride on the track, take a couple of laps on this bike? So we're at the Yanch motor track in Gurgaon. It's not a very big track. There's a race happening over there. Prashant is riding my bike. Now, the whole point of, doing this video is to show you how different do these bikes feel while riding. Now, obviously, if you want to tour, you don't want that 150 very focused motorcycle. You'd want something like the XPulse. But the XPulse is a heavy bike, and that weight really, it shows, it adds up. Not in terms of maybe lap times, because you won't push both the bikes very hard, but in terms of how the bikes feel to ride. I mean, does the light bike really make that much of a difference with absolutely, let's say 7-8 less horsepower? My motorcycle with all the mods on it would be about 20 bhp, 21 bhp, let's say. Prashant is being very smooth on the bike. I'll call him out. Okay, I think he's gonna come out in the next lap. He's having fun, clearly. I'm sorry, there'll be a lot of noise because, there's a racetrack right next to us where an event is happening. Almost fell. Okay. How did it feel?
Oh man, it's too heavy compared to that. I would say that again. I thought like I'm just pulling a bullet.
Really?
Yeah, when I compared that.
No, forget about that motorcycle right now. Just in isolation, how did this bike feel to ride over here?
Handling, I feel a little heavy.
Okay.
I don't know what needs to be changed, but I feel like it's a little bit heavy at the front.
Okay.
It's when we are on trails, so we need very nimble.
Yeah.
Yeah, very flexible. That I should feel very what should I say? Very
agile, light, nimble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It should be very agile. But I feel little heavy. But this quick throttle in this it's really superb.
Okay.
Yeah, that I don't feel in my XPulse.
Okay, so now Prashant is on the KLX 150. Now, Prashant, first impressions, just taking it off the stand. What do you think?
It's it's very light compared to that. I am just feeling like I can pull it.
Yeah, probably you can lift it. Acha, go for a ride, take it for a spin. Three laps, okay? 3 laps, take 3 laps. little bit too eager over there. Turn it off? Okay. Prashant, how did this motorcycle feel?
It's very light, man. It's very light, and that gives me more confidence to ride it on these trails, because you saw what just happened.
Yeah.
I couldn't have saved myself with that bike.
Yeah, you would have fallen.
Yeah,
you
for
would have
sure,
probably
for sure.
fallen.
And these handlebars, I feel like more close to me.
Okay.
These are very close to me, and I feel so good and confident with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is about 12 bhp. Does it matter? On the
don't think
trails
so.
and
No,
track?
No, I don't think so. It does matter.
The XPulse is what? 17, 18 bhp stock?
Yeah.
So, do you think the lightweight is a bigger advantage? So, this is about 40 kilos lighter than the XPulse.
Yeah.
Do you think, what would you pick? So, if you were in the market today,
If I would get this in the same range, definitely I would.
but
pick
this will not be in the same range. Let's say the
I
XPulse
can
is
pick
1,80,000 rupees. How much did you pay for your Rally XPulse? With
175.
175. Let's say this is about 2.5 to 2.7 on road.
I'll pick this up.
You'll pick this up.
Yeah.
I think I will do the same
2.7.
because
You said 2.7.
2.7
no,
on
no.
road. No?
I think say 2.5 is good. Yeah.
2.5?
Yeah, 2.5.
On
not,
road?
Yeah, not more than that.
Because we are primarily now trail riders,
Yes.
right? So if your approach is single-minded, single-focused, where you want to have fun on Sunday on this bike, we're not going to use this bike to ride to office or long tours.
Yeah.
This is not what this bike is for.
But it can be a city bike.
It can be a city bike, but you
Yeah.
wouldn't want to go touring on this
Yes,
bike, right?
Yeah, touring. Yeah.
So if it is
definitely, no.
road legal and if it's 2.5 lakh rupees on road, you'd say you would pick this bike over the
Yeah,
XPulse?
I can pick this up for sure.
I would do the same in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So anything else that you found about this bike? Anything that you want to talk about? How did the suspension feel compared to the XPulse? You run a tuned suspension on your Rally XPulse. How did this suspension feel?
Suspension are I'm not that able to judge much on the suspensions, but this bike I feel like it's part of me, but when I ride the XPulse, sometimes it's going out of my body.
Right.
Maybe the length or the tank size, but with this I feel so confident.
Yeah, because I think it's the lightweight and the
Yeah.
fact that the chassis
That's
is
the
an
main-
off-road chassis.
Yeah, that's the main factor.
Yeah,
That
the weight,
gives
the
us-
lack of weight.
Yeah.
And this is what we have been waiting for, something like this.
Yes. Yes.
So let's say if Kawasaki gets this bike for 2.5 lakh rupees on road, does it make sense for an XPulse guy to trade in his XPulse and buy this bike?
Definitely.
Definitely. And for a new rider, what would you say?
I would say compared to XPulse, it's much better.
Yeah, I think so. I think the
for a
same.
beginner, because on my XPulse, I'm new to the trails. I feel like I'm beginner, but I wasn't feeling beginner on this bike. I feel like I have more skills.
Perfect. So that pretty much sums it up, guys. This is not a review. We are not reviewers. We just ride our motorcycles on the trail, and that's pretty much it. This is our honest opinion. We got a chance to ride this bike, and if it comes for about 2.5 lakh rupees on road, probably I'll swap in my XPulse for something like this just to ride trails. 112, 115 kilo motorcycle. It's a lot lighter than the XPulse. It probably doesn't make a lot of power, but that's okay. Off-road power doesn't matter much. It's really light and nimble. I mean, you feel the difference sitting on this bike. Keys. Oh, keys. Alright. So, I dropped the bike and it takes time to get used to a motorcycle. I wasn't very comfortable on it. However, what I felt was this bike is extremely light. That's the biggest advantage it will have over the XPulse, because we people who ride on the dirt and the trails, we only have the XPulse as an option in this country and there's nothing else. So I like it. I like this bike. I think it'll be fun on the trails. So I dropped it and it was easy to pick up. The XPulse, it takes about 2 people to pick it up when you drop it and it's at an odd angle on the rocks. So I mean, with a little bit of work, like maybe a modern digital cluster, it can be a little bit appealing to most people. I don't mind it for what it is. If it's road legal and let's say it costs about 2 to 2.25 lakh rupees on road, I wouldn't have a problem picking this up over the XPulse.
Hold. Your legs are free?
हाँ.
Balance yourself with the bike.
Okay. I'll ride it up.
अभी ना क्लच प्लेट चली जाएगी, पता है अभी थोड़ी देर और ऐसे करोगे ना,
यहाँ से निकलेगी साइड से?
हाँ निकल जाएगी। थोड़ा सा है ना एकदम थ्रॉटल देना पड़ेगा तुरंत। ये स्टोन निकालना है आपको। ये रुको।
नहीं बस रख दो बाइक, रख दो, पैर रख दो।
आप अपने आप को छोड़ो, मैं बाइक रख दूंगा।
ओके।
लीव द बाइक।
I fucking burnt my leg on the exhaust.
देखो ज़्यादा है क्या?
रख दे, छोड़ दे, गिरा दे, लिटा दे।
पक्का?
हाँ।
सॉरी,
कोई बात नहीं।
ऐसे लेटाना नहीं चाहता, कुछ घूम गया वहाँ।
हाँ वो फुट रेस्ट था शायद। और ये मेरा पैर यहाँ चला अभी। ओह गॉश।
तो आप संडे कैसे बिताते हैं?
हम संडे ऐसे बिताते हैं।
Come on.
Fuck yaar.
Almost.
It's okay.
It's okay.
एक और फोटो।